King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas II. His father had prepared him for this moment all his life. Wenceslas did not dictate to his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's armies. It is here that my story begins.
Excuse me. The hell?
Good health to you, Henry.
Oh, shoot. Well. What's up? What's up? What's up? Sorry, I got like 15 messages going off. Alright, alright. Oh, man. Yeah. Sorry I had to run last night. I had to eat dinner and then my back just kind of gave out again, so couldn't sit for too long.
Henry.
So what's going on with Witcher? Why is my... There it goes. So I'm trying to get caught up on the stream too. There we go. So what's going on with Witcher? Yeah. You, are you still in White Orchard right now? What the hell mission are you doing? My... Alright. Okay, hold on, let me back up. In White Orchard, which is like the first town you get into... Oh, Valen. Did you complete all the missions in White Orchard? On the notice board and all that? There's one where you have to look for a brother on a battlefield and the witch at the well. Or the spirit at the well or something like that. Okay. What you need to do is go back to, I guess, fast travel back to White Orchard. And in that town where you that first inn you get to, there's a notice board. Just walk up and take the notices off the board. Like you can actually pick them up just by pressing the button or whatever you need to. And there's going to be, I think, 2 for sure in that first town. One's to look for a brother on a battlefield where a battle took place. The other one is to get fresh water from a well that is haunted. Yeah, you want to take those paper things off the notice boards. Those are going to usually be, I'm going to say usually, but the thing is, unlike most games, The Witcher, you may go into a town and pull everything off the notice board, it may be level 30. And you're going to have to go to, because there's notice boards in every single town, they're all different. They're all different side quests that you could take on. So you kind of got to filter what you can do. That's why I take every notice board I cross, I take it, you know, just so I can have, you know, a bunch of missions. I can see what's coming, what I need to get leveled to. In some areas, you'll find notice boards where the missions are like level 2, some maybe 3. But I would definitely recommend just taking every notice board mission you can. Yeah, Hearts of Stone is DLC. That is the first DLC, and I would not do that right now, at all. No, it's not like Skyrim where you can kind of just go into an area and, you know, it's hit or miss with missions, but most of the time you can do it in Skyrim. I'm wandering around because I'm looking for, oh yeah, the Swordmaster. So, yeah, go back to White Orchard. Oh, here's the thing. In White Orchard, did you look on the map? Did you see all the question marks on the map? But like in White Orchard, if you haven't, I would go back into that place and go to every single question mark you can go to, because those are going to have some side quest. They're going to have some loot. They're going to have some bandits. It's going to level you faster that way. And I cleared out the White Orchard map before I ever took on Valen, before I ever finished out anything. Yeah. So go do all the question mark quests in White Orchard. No, not quests, but they're areas. And you'll find some monster dens, which I call them, you know, those are little side quests to clear out something. You'll also find some armor in a lot of places, some leveled up weapons, some schematics for the first armor you can find. You'll get a mission to track it down, and it's like level 7 or 8. By the time I left White Orchard to go to Valen, I was like level 9 or 10. By doing everything I could find to do in White Orchard before I took on anything else. So, go. Well, that's the thing, is like everything in. You'll cross some things in White Orchard where you're. I think your first crafting is done because you find a girl that's sick on a bed, but that doesn't come about until you find that haunted well. You complete the haunted well, which leads to this alchemy chick who teaches you, doesn't teach you, but she's like, hey, can you try to craft this and see if it'll work? You craft swallow, that'll be your first alchemy. So yeah, White Orchard's kind of the, I guess, the main tutorial area. It's to kind of push you to explore a lot. It took me a bit. White Orchard, I'd probably spent a good 10 hours in, just doing everything I could. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the base alchemy thing. Your bestiary is a big thing, buying bestiary books. Looting bookshelves will get you a lot of stuff, teach you recipes and things. But did you, I'm not sure if you answered this, let me see. Did you go into White Orchard and go to all those question mark places on the map and explore that? Oh, there's also a mission to find
I'm honored that you should come to me.
A fallen witcher. Oh. Yeah. I'm not sure what it is on PC. I'm assuming you're playing on PC. I don't know what the controls are on PC, but yeah, bring up the map and yeah, I would go back to White Orchard for a bit. And don't leave White Orchard until you're able to at least, because there's a particular place where you go to find another Witcher, a dead one, and it's the first spirit you run across is like level 9, and when you can take down that spirit, you're ready to go to Velen. In that place, he has a schematic for some armor and a weapon or something like that, and then it leads you to another place to find other things. So do that and take down that. The spells I would recommend you doing right now, concentrating on, especially getting used to using, are the the one that gives you a shield. Because honestly, with a lot of the ghouls and stuff on the ground that crawl, I'm never able to dodge those things 100%. So I just put on a shield, use fire, and just go at it with them, you know. Oils are important. If you can craft any kind of oil, animals and ghosts are weak to the oils and stuff. If your weapons are broken, you can go to a smith and they'll repair them, or you can buy repair kits for them and repair them. But usually, and here's the thing: it's a lot like this game is, where only armors can repair armor, and only weaponsmiths can repair weapons. So the way to check that is to find out what they're able to craft, and then they'll repair whatever you have that's broken. So skill. Yeah, find someone that sells swords, but they will repair your swords. And if you find someone that sells armor and stuff, they'll repair your armor. Like for instance, the dwarf in that town that if you did the mission for his burned down hut, he will repair your armor. You can also craft armor with him, some new armor. So if you find any schematics, that's where you're going to want to. Yeah, it's a learning curve. For me, it took like 10 hours to really kind of get in the groove of thing. Yeah, I died at that one. The first time I ever played that one, though, by the time I got to those guys, that's Valen, though. And that's pretty high-level quest. Then I tried it. If you go watch my recent Witcher stream, you'll see that I failed the mission. So I was like, they died. So I was like, alright. It was no big loss. But you notice that there are going to be some pretty high-level stuff there. You may have the tendency to want to explore, but understand I think it's the further south you go, the more difficult the missions get. Why do I have blood on my sword? Oh, man. Sorry. But my recommendation is go back to White Orchard, try to complete everything, 100% that map, and by the time you leave, you should be able to... Oh man, you were like way... You're doing missions that are like way far ahead. Try not to so much follow the main path as much as you are. I know it's going to lead you to certain areas, but for me, I kind of stayed around a lot of the small towns. You'll notice a lot of small message boards, but as long as you're doing... I think where I left off was finding the witch, and then she led me on a couple missions, but there were a lot of side missions around her. But yeah, definitely my recommendation is go back to White Orchard, try to 100% the map. When you get out of there, you should be at least anywhere between level 7 to 9 when you complete that. Because there's a bunch of side missions there that are kind of hidden unless you hit those question marks. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you're kind of doing what I did when I first played The Witcher. So, yeah, take it slower at first. Go back to White Orchard. You'll run into your first bandit camp there. There's some good loot too. You should be able to take them all down. My recommendation when you enter a bandit camp, find the archers, kill them first. Then try to take down the guys that don't have shields. If you see a guy with a shield, shoot him with fire. Make sure you have your shield on. Throw up your shield whenever you can, which is that yellow spell. If you're fighting spirits, make sure you throw down that purple ring spell, because you cannot attack them unless they're in that. Eventually you'll get a bomb that has silver in it that'll make them appear. And then I would also go. What I did for The Witcher, at least when, well, it wasn't out when I first played it, but I'm doing it now. I'm going out and I'm looking online for um, mission order, like difficulty order and side missions, and it'll give you a complete list of things that you can tackle at the mission level you're at and where they're located. Yeah, I don't use the fire one. There's actually a fire spell you can get where you can actually hold it down and shoot a stream of fire, but you don't get that until you actually level up and are able to put a point into it. But it's like you shoot a stream of fire, it breaks the shields of people. Oh, there's a storm rolling through here. Let's see. But yeah, it's gonna. Oh no, I want to keep those. Yeah, I would say take it slower, explore more. At least the town's notice boards are highly important. Um, Go again. I'm recommending you go back to White Orchard 100% that map because that is the tutorial area. When you leave there, you should be at least anywhere from 7 to 9. If you find yourself in a place where the quest seems too high, don't try to attempt it. If it's red, and you'll notice in your quest inventory it'll be colored. Like if it's red, don't do it. But if it's like yellow, you can try to attempt it. Just know that you're going to have a hard time with it. But usually I don't try to attempt it unless it's white. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go tackle this. Oh yeah, and meditating refills all your potions and stuff. As long as you have alcohol in your inventory. So, meditating, I usually meditate for like an hour. I don't do it for longer than that. It's like, if I get out of a huge fight and I find like I'm out of potions, I'm out of bombs, I'm out of all that, I'm like, oh, let me do this real quick. Yeah, go back to White Orchard. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then take your time in it. I think after that you can... I'm not going to pay attention to what I'm doing here so I don't sell the wrong thing. I think once you leave White Orchard you should be able to take on quite a bit more than you did before. Wow, almost breaking 40,000 here. But definitely go online and look up Witcher mission levels, mission order, side mission order, mission levels, and you should be able to find something that tells you where to go, what to find. Again, tackle all. Go look for every notice board until you find things that you can do. Like I said, I was going to each little small area and going,
I'm at your service, sir.
Okay, there's 5 missions here. And then in this other town I went and grabbed 2, and I was like, I can do these 2 for sure. And then I went and I think I grabbed like 4 mission boards from Velen before I was able to find something. I know for sure there's like 5 or 6 side quests in White Orchard that you can do. There's also a hidden Witcher armor set that you can find there, as well as a silver sword that you can craft and a normal sword that you can craft. That's all part of a set. So learn to craft those from these people. And then by the time you leave there, you should at least be able to have crafted. Because when I got done, I was able to craft at least 2 of the bombs and 2 of the oils, the spared oil and the all grid oil or whatever it is. I know it's a lot of information, and The Witcher is kind of one of those games that when I went into it like I did Skyrim of, oh, let's just explore everywhere and take on everything. Nope. I died. Why am I dying? Am I dying a lot? What the hell? It was until I realized that, this is very different than most games. Alright, thank you, good man. But I did put up my Witcher playthroughs. I did stream those if you want to check those out too. And especially the first couple of videos while I'm in White Orchard, you should be able to see kind of what I did. If you want to check those out and kind of see how I paced different things and which missions I tackled first. I think that like the first time I ever played through The Witcher, I didn't ever play any of the Gwent, and then I started realizing some of the people actually do die in the game that you're supposed to complete that quest with to get the Gwent cards, so I failed the quest. So I played it. Now I play Gwent every time I see someone that wants to play it.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
I am bloody again. Why the hell am I bloody? There is a weaponsmith in White Orchard. I don't remember where he is, but he's out there, and he can craft swords for you too, if you have the materials. Yeah. The first time I played through and completed The Witcher, I never did any of the Gwent stuff. I was like, yeah, I wasn't into it. But now I'm like, oh, I get 100% this shit. I want this stuff. But yeah, definitely, definitely go to White Orchard and craft your first armor set, because you'll be able to tackle a lot more with it. You should be able to craft some oils. I think there's also poison you can find there too for humans. That helps a lot to coat your main weapon in. Yeah. Some swords are really good. And the reason I say go to the question marks on the map is because a lot of times you'll find some really excellent swords at first before you're able to really craft your own weapons at these smiths. Oh, he's down here.
Good day, Henry.
Once you get into the groove of The Witcher,
God save you.
and like I said, it took me a good 10-15 hours to really kind of get into it, to figure out, to realize that, oh, okay, this is how everything works. Once I did that, then it was like really fun. Not as frustrating. A little bit lighter. As far as swords, I don't remember what The Witcher looks like. You'll see a level on the sword, and then you'll see, I believe, the damage. Usually I try to stay near the blue weapons. I don't mess with the white weapons at all, because they're pretty weak. Abandoned site. Usually there's treasure or something in those sites like that. Like a town or something. Sometimes it's just where somebody's gone in and just left. Oh! If it appears on the map, usually if it's what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, take them all. Take all the notices. Every single one off the board. Take every notice you can. An abandoned site, usually there's, if it's what I think it is, something has run the people off from it. And as soon as you clear out the abandoned site from whether it's ghouls or whatever, then people show up, populate it, and then on the map it'll turn from bright white to like it's transparent. That means you've cleared it. There's several that are like shrines and stuff like that.
God be with
Yeah. Do them all in White Orchard. Just understand there's going to be one that you come across that looks like a graveyard. That is a level 9, so kind of save that for last. I think that is one of the last things I do. But the rest of them you should be able to. Some of them are going to be monster dens that you can blow up with grenades. You have to stick a grenade down into it. So save your grenades for that if you can. Some of them are going to be like bandit camps that you find stuff in.
My lord, I'm afraid you were right when you said these hostilities wouldn't end at Probislovitz.
That comes as no surprise. What has happened?
And reported 2 more attacks today.
Ah, Henry. I'm glad you're here. It seems like we'll have another task for you. Come and join us.
My lord,
Greetings, lad.
bandits raided a few remote hamlets, but that's the least of our worries. They also attacked Marhoyet. That's a much more serious matter.
Metalhead. Matthias is working
Check your
They
quest
attacked
log.
right after the battle in Probislovitz. Bastards are probably trying to prove they're still strong. But there's a silver lining. The villagers held them off.
Some of them are just regular
One
notes,
captain.
but usually there's like 2 or
Wounded.
3.
You can still interrogate him.
Your Graces, I hope I'm not intruding.
On the contrary, Master Tobias. Unlike Bernard, you are the bearer of good tidings. Or so I gather from the coin you carry. Tell me, how many groschen did we find in Probislovitz?
My lord, I'm sorry, but my news is no better than Captain Bernard's. These coins are very good. That is to say, well-made facsimiles, as we call them.
Yeah, like I said, some of the papers are just
What you call them? I want to know what they're fucking worth.
That's just it, sir.
some of the papers are just gonna be pointless, like notes you read about things going around town. But there should be like two, maybe one or two quests on the board. That's why I take everything. 'Cause you don't know the difference until then it'll show up in your quest.
Plated with silver, so it's still of some worth.
Kurva! Fuck!
Is it a lot of work to make such counterfeits, Master Tobias?
I should say so, sir. Highly demanding work. Especially to make such plausible forgeries. They would need a well-hidden foundry, several craftsmen, and a source of material.
But they could just be brought in from somewhere else, could they not?
They could, but then again the silver mines are nearby and these groschens are freshly minted, so...
So we are facing a foe who has almost limitless sources of coin. That's all we need.
Don't.
Well, gentlemen, it's clear what we have to do. Interrogate that captive bandit, find out their numbers, and promptly cut off their supply of money. Otherwise, they'll soon have another encampment.
They haven't already. I doubt it, sir. Merhoyed wouldn't have been able to hold them off if they did.
Well, lad, I said that we'd have work for you, but it never crossed my mind there would be this much. You've already proved your worth as an investigator, so I'm putting my faith in you again. Go to Merhoyed and question that captive. Find out where those brigands are hiding, how many there are, and what they're planning. And while you're at it,
Some of the question
see if you
marks
can find
actually
some
buried
clues
treasure
as
too.
to where this counterfeit coin is coming from.
Very well, sir.
Good luck. We're counting on you, all of us. Come report to me as soon as you know anything. I'll be at the lookout point near Talmberg.
Some of the things you'll find like a dead body or something. And on him will be a note that will lead you to other treasure. And you can't get that treasure until you do, because the person might have a key or something that'll open up the chest. So you might come across the chest first, but you can't do it until you get that. So don't be worried if you're like, hey, where's the key at? Because it will be part of something you find at one of these other question marks. The other thing too is that with I'm thinking, hold on a second. At the quest for the finding the brother, loot the battlefield, you will find a shit ton of weapons and shield and stuff like that. Take the weapons to the smith or whomever you want to take it to that can craft, and you can either sell them, but there gets a point where you need to start dismantling to craft your own stuff. So once you dismantle it, they'll give you the materials from those weapons and from that armor that you dismantle, and use that to start crafting your own stuff. It's a lot to take in. Guess I'm gonna take brute. Where's my speech at 10? Yeah, why not? Yeah, just take on all the question marks. Did you find a quest for the brother, or did you already do that on the battlefield? Okay. Should be one for that, and I took it from the board.
Henry, I'm glad you saw
And it's it just says I'm looking for my brother or something like that. It's one of the notices you take down from the town in White Orchard. And you can select the quest in your quest and it should point you to where you need to go, but he's in one of those areas. So they're talking to a dog when you come upon him. Kind of to the east of the town you're in, along the waterway there. It's in a town that looks like it's been burned down by war, and he's just kind of sitting there. When you talk to him, you'll be like, hey, you often talk to the dog? He's like, it's my brother's dog, my brother's missing. And he'll lead you to a battlefield where you have to hunt him, you know, the body down of his brother. But it's a good place to get a lot of loot from, is this battlefield. Like I said, if you need reference, I do have it on one of my Witcher stream. Faint-hearted night again.
What is it then? It's what?
You heard?
I'm damned if you know what you're after.
Wonderful.
Mother's right. I'm useless.
It's you don't have to level up in order to have an extra skill or point. So anytime you hit these shrines, you get an extra point to put onto your character. It's kind of like leveling up without actually leveling up. So those shrines are very important. And you can put them on any of your things that you find. Oh, make sure as you're doing the ability points, whatever you put it on, that you have to drag that over to your little and I'm not sure if it walks you through it or not, but when you drag over your abilities over to the right, or you select, not drag, but you select and put it into the right column over there where you see all the squares that you fill in with your abilities. Otherwise they're not active. And I think you get another one that unlocks at level 4? 3 or 4? Yeah, unless it's placed over there in those blank slots, it's not active. So it doesn't. Just make sure they unlock as you level up. So I save my ability points until I'm able to have. So as long as I have at least one, like I had one ability at first in one slot, but then by the time I got out of White Orchard, I had like 3 ability points I hadn't spent yet. But as soon as I like leveled 2 or 3 more times, it was like, oh, I've got these abilities now. I can start thinking about. And I have the points to spend it. So you don't necessarily have to spend them right away. Just save them unless you got the slot open. I think one of the first ones I used was for the deflection of arrows. That way when somebody shot an arrow at me, I could deflect it at the last minute. If it wasn't that, then it was something to do with the alchemy. And then as you get a little higher, you get a mutagen. You can... I'm not sure you've gotten to that point yet, but you will. It'll tell you what to do with the mutagens and how to boost your health and your toughness and stuff like that. Your spell ability, based on what mutagen you have equipped in conjunction with the slots. Like I said, at first it's kind of, there's a lot to take in, but it's kind of like you're going to the college for the Witchers. You know, you're having to learn everything what it means to be a Witcher. It's like, okay, what am I doing? How does this work? How does this world function? But then once you get into it, you really get into the groove of things. You become kind of a badass. If you see a guy with a polearm or any kind of two-handed weapon or shield, don't just go in and attack just endlessly at him, because he will be able to deflect it and it stuns you when you hit it. So wait for him to either use fire to cause him to drop his guard, or wait for him to attack and deflect it. If you can. Sometimes you can't. You have to dodge, and once you dodge, you can hit them. So that's what I normally do. Is especially with two-handed, I wait till they swing with the polearm, and then I move. And once I dodge, then I come back and swing at him, and I'm able to get like at least one hit in.
Jesus, not as shallow as it looks.
Okay, so how the fuck do I get back across? I don't want to have to travel all the way back over there. Oh, come on. Fuck me. Seriously, it's just a goddamn bush. It shouldn't be able to block a horse from going anywhere. Fuck those neckers, man. Yeah, they're brutal. Just gotta make sure you don't get swarmed. Fire. The shield will, like I said, before I even get into them, I try to put on a shield, wait for the magic to recharge, then take them on again. But fire, definitely. You gotta watch it. If there's like more than 6 of them, if there's like more than 4, I usually kind of keep my distance. They're fast and, well, bastards. I think you do eventually get an oil for them that's able to just decimate. Or a bomb. After you fight something, check out the bestiary and it'll tell you what their weakness is. What's up, zombie coat? What are you doing, baby? What? Need some covers? Are your toes cold? I know it's cold outside today. There you go. That's a good boy. Your toes are really cold, buddy. Just a tiny little fella, ain't you? Oh. Who's the baby? What's the matter? What? What's it? What is it? horse is broke again. Look at this. Look. Meow. You male or female? Yep, definitely male. I'm not sure what the dodge is on that, but like on the PlayStation, you have dodge and then you have sidestep or backstep. So you have your dodge roll and then you have your step. Thought my game froze there for a minute. I was about to get pissed.
Aye, that's me. I need to speak with the prisoner.
And why is that? Who might you be?
Henry, envoy of Sir Radzig Kobyla. I'm here to investigate the attack.
I'm sorry. I have other things on my mind right now. In case you hadn't noticed, we have pestilence recently. Sir Radzig won't help us with that, any more than he helped us when we were attacked.
No news has reached Rattay of any disease here. But I'm here now, and I can help you.
Well, since you serve Sir Radzig, you might be of some use. If anyone can be.
Tell me what to do.
There's a stable hand living with us here, Matthias.
Yes, I know him.
And he knows some girl who helps out in the monastery infirmary. Johanka, I think her name is. She might know something. If she's actually there.
Very well. I'll go to the monastery. It's probably our best hope.
Thank you. At least for taking the trouble. But then, even if you cared nothing for us, the prisoner's got the pestilence too. He'll die without help.
If I have to go to the monastery, I need to know as much as possible about the disease. I'll definitely need to know its symptoms. You're bound to ask me that.
It's hard to say. My wife is feverish. Others have the chills. I heard some are throwing up. Others still are breaking out in sores. Why don't you see for yourself? People talk a lot and I don't know what to believe anymore.
Very well. I'll make the rounds.
I've daubed lime on the afflicted houses. But don't stay too long in those homes.
That I can promise you.
Mercy. Who are you? Can't you see we have the plague cross on the door?
My name is Henry. I'm going to the monastery to get help.
It's long past time. The Lord's already taken my poor Anthony. And what do you want from me?
I need to know how the illness afflicted your husband.
Yes, I'll tell you everything. But first help me bury my husband. I'm too weak. And Malithar said the dead should be buried at once.
Of course I'll help you.
Thank you. We have to bury him at the back of the house. There's a lovely linden tree there.
I understand. I'll dig the grave there.
Thank you. When you're ready, come back. I'll say goodbye for now.
Damn, this game gets depressing sometimes.
It's done.
Thank you. Now please take him there. Oh, Lord. Hey!
I'm not comfortable handling a plagued body.
Will you please tell me about his illness?
Certainly. My husband had the fever all over.
Anything else?
He had great pains in his belly. He said it felt like it'd been stuffed with rocks. He was writhing all night through. He must have hurt terribly.
So somebody poisoned the well. That'd be my guess. The first thing I'd check. Wash.
You come for my wife? You're out of luck. I'm old Straw, don't you know? Straw, you've taken my son. But you shan't take my wife, you bastard.
Calm down, Straw.
You're telling me to calm down? Why the fuck should I be calm?
Because if you don't calm down, I'll make you regret it.
Oh, now we're talking. Come on then, you bastard. Come on. Ugh.
This guy can fight.
Fever. Just like Melchar's wife. Fever. Just like Melchar's wife.
That was fun. I love the fights. Now I lost the chat feed. Do, 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 do. Find some more.
If you want to go in, talk to Melkar.
That's fishy.
Good day to you.
Jesus, what are you doing here? Can't you see the plague cross on the door?
I'm here because of it. The monastery sent me to help.
God bless you, boy. It's about time.
I need to know exactly what you're suffering from.
Oh, I see. Well, I have a dreadful fever. My wife too. I recall almost nothing of yesterday. I was raving for most of it.
Is there anything else? Apart from the fever?
Well, forgive me for saying so. The shit just pours out of me. I can't keep anything in. I'm completely worn out. My wife's the same.
You have my thanks. I'll try to bring help.
Wait a minute, will you? I have one favor to ask.
So tell me.
I need to write my will. Can you write?
I might manage that.
Excellent. So get writing.
Yes?
I, Vincent, son of Vincent, grandson of Vincent of Merrier, do bequeath my estate and all my worldly goods to my wife Wilma. If my wife were to pass away with me, I bequeath all to my cousin Dobesh, at this time the cobbler in Yanovitz.
In no event shall my prodigal son Eliah, the layabout and good for nothing, inherit a single groschen, all customs and traditions aside.
Should I write that too?
Yes, and then write, the executor of my last will is to be my good friend, Father Fabian, presently the parish priest of the Church of St. Martin in Sassa.
Anything else?
This will was written down by. What is your name?
Henry. Presently in fealty to Sir Radziv Cobbler.
Well, I never. That will add some weight. Here, take my ring, so Fabian will know it to be truly from me. You can never be sure nowadays.
Your son Elijah. What did he do to you?
Christ almighty. Trying to interfere, are you? What did he do? Everything.
He was to be married, and instead he ransacked the house and ran off. Fucker. Last we heard he was some jackhand in Sasso. Boozing, playing dice, lying and cheating for a living. Such a disgrace.
Where can I find Father Fabian?
Well, where do you think?
All right, I'll head.
Yes. Go now.
What happened here?
Horror of horrors, Master. We were attacked by some bandits, and then the plague broke out.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. The Almighty has sent this punishment on us.
And the disease? Tell me something about it.
I don't want to tempt fate by talking about it. Makes me shudder to think of it. There's not much to tell anyway. It hit us just after that rabble left. First the horses died, then livestock, and now it's people. Like Melikar's wife. Poor thing.
I'm looking for Matthias. I think he works at the stud here.
Matthias. Matthias? Wait, I know. He's not been here long, isn't that right?
Not long, it's true.
Well, those bastards got him. He's laid up at the stud now. His arm's in a bad way, but at least he's still alive.
Thank you. Thank you, that's all.
God bless.
Yeah, someone poisoned the water.
Brother, dear brother, is that you?
No, I'm not your brother.
Then go away. I want my brother. Brother, my brother, where are you? Brother, dearest brother.
Yes, it's...
Everyone is nearly here. We need to get to Skalitz with her.
Tell me, brother, how are you feeling?
Wait, You're not my brother. You're one of those brutes, brother.
Brother, don't you recognize me? It's me. I'm your brother. I was gone for a long time. I come back home for Advent, remember?
Yes. Yes. I remember. Give me a drink of water, brother. I'm thirsty. Terribly thirsty. I feel like I'm burning in hell. I can drink a pitcher of water and right away I'm parched again.
Hal? You're a sight for sore eyes. What are you doing here?
It's good to see you too, Matthias. Sir Radzig sent me here to investigate the raid.
Sir Radzig? Looks like you've come up in the world, mate. You're here as his envoy?
He took me into his garrison.
Hal, the blacksmith's boy, in the service of his lordship. Who'd have ever thought it? My luck hasn't been so good.
You survived. That's something to thank God for.
True enough. If I were in your shoes, I'd get the hell out of here. There's some disease spreading.
Disease?
Folk are saying it's the plague. Whatever it is, it's bad. It started the day after the raid. First the horses got sick, then other animals. Now people are falling ill too.
Damn. About this sickness. When did this plague start?
The day after the raid. The horses were lying down in the stable, so we knew something was up. By afternoon, they were all dead. Then other animals started getting sick, one after the other, and then people.
What are the signs that someone's getting sick?
I don't leave the house much, but folk complain of fever and shakes. Some are throwing their guts up, and others are spewing from the other end.
Has anyone died from it?
Aye, old Vurba. Although he was already on his last legs, so no one knows for sure if it was the plague that got him. Either way, the animals are dropping like flies, and people will end up the same for sure.
Who's ill now?
I don't know. What with my arm the way it is, I don't go outdoors much. But I know Melikar and Straw have sick ones at home.
Are you alright?
Well, at least I haven't caught the sickness.
But you've been hurt?
It happened during the raid. One of those damn bandits fell on me, horse and all. My arm's badly broken, but better than a broken neck.
Tell me about the raid.
What do you want to know?
I hear one of the raiders was taken captive. I'd like to question him.
Aye, old Melikar let him have it over the head with a flail, and now he's locked up in the bar. But be careful.
Why's that?
That fucker killed young Straw. His old man's sharpening a sickle for him. Melikar still hasn't decided what to do with him.
I understand old Straw wants revenge, but first I have to question that man. What happens after is no skin off my nose.
Good luck, then.
Can you describe the raiders?
I don't know. They came at dusk, so you couldn't see their faces. About 20 of them. They weren't humans, though. They spoke Czech.
You talked to them?
No. They were shouting at us. They were very sure of themselves to begin with, but when we hit them in the woods, they didn't look so brave.
I know you've got courage enough for anyone, but how did a bunch of untrained villagers manage to hold off armed bandits?
One of the village lads caught sight of them coming through the woods and told Melancholy, who roused the whole village, and everyone grabbed what they could. Pitchforks, axes, flails, and we went out to face them.
What? You mounted an assault against them?
Aye, and that was the key. It was the last thing those whoresons expected. A few of them still managed to break through to the village, probably wanted to torture. But even the women here were armed with what they could find, and they took the bastards by surprise.
Can I ask you a bit about Merrick?
I haven't been here long enough to learn much, but ask away.
Can you tell me something about Old Straw?
He's a woodcutter, tough as they come and a hothead. He's been out of his mind since his boy died.
It's normal to grieve, no?
Depends how you look at it. Folk are afraid he'll snap or drink himself to death. What's worse, his wife caught the sickness, and he's not taking care of her.
Where can I find this straw?
When you take the main gate out of the stables, you'll...
What's Melikar like?
The locals look up to him. Smill used to be in charge here, but he was killed in Neuhof.
I know.
Sir Hanush hasn't had time to appoint a new vassal, and folk need someone to speak for him, so they picked Melikar.
Thank God you had someone here who could take the reins.
Aye.
Where is Mel?
When you take the main gate out of...
So I wasn't even paying attention to my energy or anything. That's not good.
What the fuck are you looking for here? I won't put up with the likes of you.
That'd be a good idea to get something to eat. That's not good. Excuse me. Don't kick me, zombie. What the fuck is the entrance to this church at?
Hey, who's there?
Father, Vincent of Merhoyet sent me to you.
What's the matter, my son?
I'm bringing Vincent's last will and testament.
Almighty Father, be merciful. What happened?
Master Vincent has been taken seriously ill. A disease has spread in Merhoyet.
Yes, I did hear that people are sick in some village hereabouts. God in heaven, are Vincent still alive?
Yes, for now.
Let us hope the good Lord will leave him here with us a while longer. Thank you for bringing it to me. If Vincent passes on, I'll see to his wishes. Here, take a few coins for the trouble.
Thank you, Father. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Merhoyet was attacked.
Oh God! How is Matthias?
Wounded in the arm. He's being brave about it, but his injury looks bad.
I need to see him.
Before you go, there's something else.
What?
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyet. Their livestock has died off, and now the people are coming down with it too. I thought maybe someone here might know what to do.
Merciful heavens. How awful. It's a good thing you've come here. If there's any hope, this is the place to find it. You need Brother Nicodemus, the monastery physician. He may know how to deal with it.
Very well. I'll try to find him.
Come back when you know more.
Man, it's just raining
Thank
here.
you, Johanka.
Alrighty. It's cold and raining, just how I like it. Just glad you're not like the people in this game with the plague. Who was I supposed to see? This guy. Wake up, Nicodemus.
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyet. Johanka said that you might be able to advise.
A disease, you say? How intriguing.
Yes, it's very interesting. But can you help these people?
I can't say at this point. I need to find out a little more. Tell me, has the whole village come down with it?
Not yet. Several households have. Around half the village.
Merhoyed? Isn't there a stud farm there? And what of the animals? Did they get infected too?
Yes, there's a stud farm. And they've all died off. The horses, the cattle, chickens, and now it's got to the people.
That is most intriguing. What are we to do about it? Do you know the symptoms?
Yes, more or less.
Excellent. I have several extensive volumes here in the library. Describe the epidemic, including the symptoms, and we could take some guidance there. Can you read?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So follow me to the scriptorium.
Yeah, I think they poisoned the well.
I think I have it.
Yes? And what do you make of it?
It's poisoning from tainted water.
Really? That sounds rather unlikely. But if Master Johann of St. Paul's says so, who am I to contradict him? We shall have to prepare some medicine at once.
I could help with that.
Really?
Yes. I know my way around the alchemistic arts.
An ordinary fellow knows the arts of physic? Who would have thought it? Excellent. I'll give you the recipe, and you have my permission to make use of the monastery laboratory.
I'll get started right away.
I, meanwhile, shall head straight to, where was it again?
Merhoyet.
Oh yes, Merhoyet. I'll take Johanka with me. She has no equal in caring for the sick. Once you have the medication ready, hurry after me.
Thank you, Brother Nicodemus. There's one man there who needs your care more urgently than anyone. He's an important witness in the investigation of some murders.
Out of the question. I shall spend time with the sick in order of their medical needs, not your worldly needs.
This'll Valerian charcoal, really?
Greetings, good night. How may I serve you?
Can I sleep here?
I suppose I could. For how long?
Just the one.
No problem.
There you go.
You'll like it here.
I can't get up something cool. Come on, buddy. Go ahead and get down. Nope. 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 Don't fall down. There you go. Ouch. Excuse me. Alright, I need to stop the stream there. I gotta go do some things. So I'll be back on in a couple hours.